I have to thank Ryan from RWR Movie Reviews for being a Patreon first and foremost, being a great friend, but also for requesting the movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory for me to review. If you guys want to request for me to watch a movie, you can join Patreon by clicking the link down below, where memberships only start from £2 per month. This is a first time watch for me at the age of 32 years old as I'm recording this video. But do I think that this is a classic? Do I think that it belongs in that category? Well, stick around and let's discuss the movie. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the channel and thank you so much for taking your own time out to check out this movie review, whether you're new or returning to the channel, as we discuss Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, directed by Mel Stuart and starring Gene Wilder, Jack Albertson and Peter Ostrum, and this is based on a 1964 novel by Roald Dahl called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and the story of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory focuses on a boy called Charlie, who is kind of a poor boy from a family that is struggling. He wins this magical golden ticket to enter Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. So going into this movie, of course, I knew about some of the music here. I knew that Gene Wilder was in this movie, and of course about a chocolate factory, hence the title, and that's basically all I knew about it. So I went into this movie pretty blind, and I know a lot of people review this as like a childhood movie and an instant classic and, you know, like an unforgettable movie, and I completely respect that. But as a 32-year-old man, I went into this as a first time watch, and what can I ultimately say about this movie? Well, I think that there's definitely positives to be had here. I think that for the time as well and kind of how this has evolved, I certainly think that there's elements here that definitely still stand out until today. But I don't put in that classic category, unfortunately. So let's just get into some positives straight away. Firstly, the three actors, as I mentioned, Gene Wilder, Jack Albertson and Peter Ostrum, I think all give really good performances. Of course, Gene Wilder, very memorable as Willy Wonka. I think, of course, he is one of the standouts, as he should be. And of course, the song Pure Imagination is just a really great song and really fits this movie so well. And I can only praise just the lyrics and the composer and just the pure just simplicity of this song that really just helps build upon this magical world and factory that we get introduced to. And I will say that I think this is a huge shame that this is Peter Ostrum's only movie that he acted in. I know that he was offered subsequent further movies, but he actually turned them down, and I think that's just a huge shame because the kid had potential. He was likable, and for me, he was one of the best parts of this movie as the boy called Charlie. He was believable, he was likable, you could root for him, and everything that he does in this movie, well, pretty much nearly everything, is just, I was on board and I couldn't help but smile at this character and feel for this character. Also, the chemistry he has with Jack Albertson's character of Grandpa Joe, I really enjoyed that aspect, and by far is one of the better elements in this movie, along with Gene Wilder performance. The kind of location, set use and set builds that they make for this is absolutely incredible, and the sheer fact I think that they use 150,000 just gallons of water is nuts, and I can completely just respect that and all the hard work that went into making this movie. Bear in mind, this was a $3 million budget movie back in 1971 when this was released. With all of that said, I do have some negatives here, and I think the biggest negative is for me, so of course you've got 5 lucky golden tickets, right? And whoever wins those tickets can bring one person with them into this factory, which I understand, 10 people, so it's hard to kind of give an hour and 38 minutes to some of these characters and make you really care for them. But the other kids besides Charlie, I personally did not care about. And even the adults, which some of these actors and actresses have starred in better things, I just think that they were very kind of held back here, and I really couldn't root for the other kids. I didn't care for them. I wish they kind of all just disappeared and the story purely be focused on Gene Wilder, Jack Albertson and Peter Ostrum, because that's what I was most involved in and that's what I wish that we saw more of. And also this movie definitely has some tonal shifts and it definitely explains that, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the movie doesn't, but going into this from 2023, as I'm recording this, from a 1971 movie, it's just some elements haven't aged well, in my personal opinion, and it kind of just was like, where's this movie going? Why is it going in this direction? Like, we've started kind of from a harmless movie to like this, and there's some creepy aspects and elements, and it's just, I didn't sit quite right, I'm just going to be honest, but I'm going to leave it there. I will say, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, if you really love this movie, I can respect that. If you're going to go into this for the first time ever, it'll be interesting to hear what your take is, but I definitely think that this is maybe more of a movie, maybe more for children and kind of get into that early age, and then maybe growing up you might revere this more. Heck, maybe on a rewatch I might like this more, but for now I'm quite mixed on this movie. So my overall score for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is a 3 out of 5 stars. So have you seen this movie? Are you gonna go check it out? Are you like me and have never seen it before and only just now watching it for the first ever time? Leave any and all comments down below so we can continue the discussion down there. Give the video a big thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. And until the next time, I say you, I'll be seeing you later.